addicted to bitch, getting money and ballin'. And these niggas be hating. I ain't tripping, no stalling. Man, that money be calling. That money be calling. That money be calling. Man, that money be calling. I'm addicted to bitch, getting money and ballin'. And these niggas be hating. I ain't tripping, no stalling.
In KCRH 89.9 FM, online at KCRHradio.com. Right now we can catch the live streaming. We only turn the live streaming on for special occasions. Today is one of those special occasions. We got the legendary Gary Archer in the building.
What's up, man? Well, hold on, I think Money's calling, man. Money be calling.
Oh, like
Money
that.
be calling, man. I appreciate the warm welcome, bro. I appreciate putting up the live stream for your boy.
Definitely.
Fresh,
Why
fresh.
not? I really
Real
appreciate
fresh.
you coming through, man. You support what we do here at KCRH. You bring a lot of talent in here all the time. You give us music. We pay attention to your stream on Twitter where you're dropping new tracks all the time. It's an unlimited amount of music that we can get from you.
Well, I appreciate it. That's why I gotta come in. You know what I mean? I gotta come in, and that's why anyone I deal with, big or small, I try to let them know that radio stations like yourself are the backbone of the music industry. It's the only pure music part of the music industry that's left. Everything bigger than yourself. Once you go to a commercial aspect of it, where it turns into now the commercials are more important than the music.
Yeah.
At this level, a lot of people that, not just yourself, but a lot of other people that work at stations like this, get in it for the music. Just like a lot of people get into the other stations for the same, but it's like rappers get into the music business thinking it's all one way and find out all this business is another way. So like this is very important on the backbone of the music industry, independent and major, because it's a real honest play. Like and I appreciate it from every time I send you guys something. You know, you guys always play it. You guys always rock. I try to bring someone in, you always let me bring them in, and vice versa. You trying to get someone in, I try to do the same. So, you know, I appreciate places like this.
Definitely. DJ Tessie just walked into the building. He was just rocking with y'all for the past hour, dropping a bunch of music on everybody. Yeah. Some of that music provided by Gary Archer.
Yeah, a lot of that music.
A lot of it.
I heard a lot of it. I heard a lot of it. That was big. That was real big. I appreciate it too.
That's what's up. Now today we want to get kind of a backstory about you. We want to find out more about Gary Archer and how you got into the game and how you became the person you are today.
Wow.
Yeah. We going there today. So we're curious, how did you get involved in music, and when did it actually start taking off for you to where it was something that you really just wanted to do?
I mean, it's kind of different stages. Like at different stages. Like I'm the first generation hip hop. Like I wasn't born and hip hop was around. Like that wasn't it. I was 9-10 years old when I first heard some sort of hip hop. Really, I might have been a little younger, but I didn't notice. But 9-10 is like when I noticed hip hop. There was a movie called Graffiti Rock. There was a movie called there was those movies back in the day, Spray Can Art, that was Crush Groove before Crush Groove, right? And like had rappers like Melly Mel and the Cold Crush Brothers, and Wild Style was a movie that really put me on. And I, at the time, I was living in San Francisco at the time, and like we were like kind of, what were we doing at the time? We were kind of thugs. Like we were thugging out a little bit, like at the time, and we were trying to figure out our niche, and we went and seen Wild Style. I remember we went and seen that movie, and we're like, man, these people, are they breaking? We're like, what is that? Oh man, they making money? Yeah. Like before that, our hustle was going down to Safeway and asking old ladies, can we help you carry your bags for a quarter? So then, man, we seen that movie. We didn't know how to dance a lick. The next week, we're at Fisherman's Wharf trying to make some money. So like at that exact moment, we realized that the commercial valuability of what it was. We just didn't understand how to capture it. Like I was one of the original breaking crews from the Bay Area, Renegade Rockers. You know, I'm part of that original crew. I was part of an original graffiti crew called TMF with Doug One and TWS, so some incredible writers. Like I was around. I was like, I'm like the perfect age when this scene of the music started. So like at that point, my brother was like, man, we made my brother make our tapes to break to. My brother used to break too, but he's like, man, we got to make our own tapes. We made our own tapes. He became our DJ out of necessity. And from that, my brother developed like one of the most amazing DJ careers in the world. Like at the time, we're like, man, maybe we could DJ our high school dance. And understand at the time, it wasn't like now. Like at the time, there was real bands doing high school dances, like all the way up to the mid 80s. There was bands doing high school dances. So we're like, man, maybe we could do the dance. And so like when we were trying to convince these schools, like, nah, you don't need no band, man. We're gonna play the real records.
Yeah.
So like that was, and from that alone, we at least we found a way to, one, sustain a lifestyle of just, oh, my brother DJing, I'm just his manager doing things like that. And then, you know, I kind of fell out the game on that and started doing my street thing and some other stuff. And then my brother found this Filipino singing group called Interlude, and another Filipino singing group called One Voice. And he was like, man, Gary, I need your help. I need your help to, you know, to come help me rock with this. At the time, I'm a scientist. I'm working at Applied Materials, and I'm like, man, Jim, you know, let's do it. So, you know, at that moment, I kind of jumped back in the music game. I kind of forgot something. Back in 1989, 1990, I had a deal with Columbia Records. I was in a rapping group called Lightside. Me, my friend Rico Dan, and Greg Newbeck were in this group, and we got signed to Columbia back then. We never came out because there was at the time when Vanilla Ice and stuff was coming out, and they was kind of making us trying to move that way. And I didn't know nothing about the music industry at the time, so we kind of got caught up in the whirlwind. We kind of fell off it. And one of the things I told myself is, if I ever see someone else that has crazy talent, I gotta do what I can to at least show him what the business is about, so he don't get messed around like me and my friends did. Like, I'm okay, but my other two friends that are part of the group, now they're doing hard labor jobs, and like that was their ticket. Like that was their only hope. And so part of me after that was saying, man, anytime I see something amazing, I'm gonna try to put my hands on it and nurture it. So when my brother told me, you know, the opportunity to try to break these two R&B groups, it was amazing. And so like at the time, you know, we started breaking records, and at the time, that's when Fab was about 17 years old, and I went and found this kid and signed him. And that was the first thing I really grabbed from inception to completion. Like, man, this dude's amazing. I'm gonna do whatever I can to make sure the world understands how amazing he is. Whether we ever have a #1 record or whatever the case is, I want to make sure his talent stood for itself. And we went about doing that. So since then, that's why I'm still in the industry. It's like, man, there's certain people out there that I think are just need a Gary Archer in their life to really get over the hump. And some think that's all they need, and then they at least deserve the shot. Oh man, let me at least try to help this dude so he at least doesn't go around saying, man, if I had that one shot.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? Like I ain't got I'm no magician. I can't push no buttons and say, you know, you're a winner or everyone's gonna like you. But I have a lot of people that like me, and I don't pull on my relationships like a lot of people do. So it's easy for me to call people and be like, hey man, check this out. And it's easy for them to say, nah, I don't like that. I'm not the type of guy to be like, man, come on, man, what you mean you don't like that? Why don't you play that? And people don't understand that in the music industry, it becomes so personal to them that it's hard to separate the two. And I learned throughout the day is like, the easier you make it for someone to say no to you, the faster they're gonna say yes to you. Because then they're not gonna avoid your phone calls, they're gonna listen to all the information, and they understand when they talk to you, you listen. A lot of people don't like answering the phone because they know a lot of people ain't listening. They just want to talk to you, and I go through the same thing on my phone. You know what I mean? Sorry to get off the subject real quick but when I started, but that's why I'm still in the game, is like, yo, if you special, I'm that dude. Period. Like I don't care what you do. If you could juggle 3 knives and a lizard, you know what I mean? I'm gonna find someone that loves to see it.
Straight up. Now when they say who is Gary Archer, now what is the description of who you are? Now some people might say, okay, is he this man's artist? Now tell them, I know you do a lot of things, and we're gonna try to cover all that today. Hopefully we don't run out of time. But like, who is Gary Archer?
Let's just start to say I'm a believer and a dreamer, and a doer. Let's just start with that. That's who I am. I'm the guy to help, you know, dreams come true, whether it be my dreams or your dreams. And through that, I've had the blessed to have the experience to do a lot of amazing things, especially in the music industry. One thing I do is I know how to manage artists. I don't do that unless there's money to be made, but I know how to do that. Like, really know how to do it. I know how to run a record label. I mean, the whole hype is I learned how to do everything because me and Fab started a label together, and like we got tired of paying people. We're like, man, let's figure out how to do this on our own. So basically, I could run a record label from start to finish. So at any position you want to give me, I could do that, and I've done that only because out of necessity. But now, so you ask who I am now, it's really someone that's trying to learn even more. But it's someone that I'm trying to position myself in the music industry where I have a couple side businesses like WeTheWest and TheGasStation where I'm trying to position myself and my influence where I'm gonna get myself a Def Jam deal. Now, if people are familiar with what Def Jam is, you look at Def Jam like it's a major label, but Def Jam's really an independent label with major distribution, major push. So that being said, is I want to do more than just get the next wave of artists record deals.
Yeah.
I want to be able to get everyone their own businesses, like so, and that's what Def Jam did. Def Jam's like, hold on, we don't need you in our board meetings. We don't need you telling us this, that, or the other, what the newest nothing is. We just need that money. Send that over, and then give me the budget so I could sign some of these artists. That so we don't have to wait for them to become a giant buzz commodity before we give them a shot. Like labels now are in position where they don't. You have to have your own machine. You have to have 5 million real YouTube views, 400,000 comments. Like they want to see crazy participation. And my hype is you're losing 2-3 years of an artist's career by doing that. Like like my hype is Gary Archer doesn't have to wait for it to get dark outside before I see a star. Like I see stars in the daytime, and that's my position in 5-10 years is either they're gonna give me my own Def Jam deal, or I'm gonna be a VP at one of these labels looking out the glass and really giving kids shots. I don't need to wait for these numbers to add up. I'm gonna meet you within 30 seconds. I know if you're a superstar or not. I don't gotta hear your music. My hype is if you don't got the music, I can show you not how to mess that up. But the whole star thing, get people is do you know how to become popular? And that's really what I try to, my whole hype is try to take the mystery out of the music game. I'm there for that. Catch me on Twitter. I'm not just pushing music. I'm trying to spit game to the artists, to the DJs.
That's true.
My brother's a giant DJ, and I know how he became bigger than a DJ. I know I became the program director of the biggest pop station in the market. I know how he did that. So I try to tell DJs, don't believe what they're telling you. There's a formula on how to get there. My brother broke every rule possible, but he was willing to defend it every time he broke the rule. He had an argument and a position of why he went against, why he played a song, why he wanted to be first at something. And it took 2-3 years, but then it was like, man, just do whatever you want.
Yeah, straight up.
How much money you need? And so like that's all I try to tell DJs. Like if your outfit is not as important as your music you play. Like a lot of DJs spend more time picking out their outfit than they do their music. They don't got time to listen to music every week, but they call themselves a DJ. Talking about, if it's a hit, I'm gonna play it. But they don't realize, as a DJ, it's your responsibility not just to play the hits, but to find the next hit. That's your job. It's the artist's job to make this whack music, and it's your job to say, yo, that music's whack. It's not your job to play it, but it's at least your job to, especially if you're from an area and you actually see face to face with 50-60 artists, them artists at least deserve that song's whack or that song is dope. They at least deserve something like that. You understand? So that's what that is. And so that leads me into real quick of why me and my partner Law started the gas station. Now this social network game, there's a lot of people that have a good following. Now, one thing when you have a social network game, what does everyone do? They try to hit the biggest person they know, like, yo, listen to my music, yo, check this out. And the big person's like, they don't even see it. They just keep it moving. So this gas station thing we started, it's two things about this that's amazing. The first thing is it's the evolution of the like button. If everyone knows what the like button is, we're trying to transform that into a gas gauge. Everyone knows what a gas gauge is, and they know a full tank means good and an empty tank means it's boozy.
Yeah.
So we're trying to develop that, and we have a lot of big corporate companies really interested in using our gauge technology. So in the meantime, we built this website called TheGasStation.com. So what this website is it's like Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, everything all in one. Except it has, back when MySpace first started, if you remember, what was amazing about them is you didn't have to have not one friend, but you could see what the world is doing. Twitter, Instagram, everything else. You have to literally know who to follow before your time even becomes interesting. So what we developed is a world stage. So at any time you hit the world stage and check out what the world's doing in chronological order, what's popping. Now on this thing, it covers all the medias. You can post a video, post a picture, post a text, anything you want, and then there's gauge technology for that. Now the amazing part is we've also have an expert panel. What we started with is the music industry. So There's a lot of artists out there that they hit me with their record and say, gee, just listen to my record, I got some feedback on my record, and a lot of big people in the industry go through the same thing. So I got some of those same big people on my panel where for a couple of dollars, you get the industry to gauge your music. And if you're a smart artist, you know how to take this gauge. Say Latin Prince, who's the CEO of DJ City and the Bum Squad, says, man, he gave me 85% full tank, and he said my record's banging, perfect for the clubs. You know how to use that to your advantage to now get radio spins and stuff like that. So you know, as an artist, a lot of people say, if I just had that shot, man, if Wendy Day heard my record, she'll get me a deal like Cash Money. So we got people like that on the panel.
Straight up.
You know what I mean? And trying to make it really accessible. So that's something amazing we got going on that. It's called TheGasStation.com. And then, you know, so that's a social network with this gauge technology. Yeah. Now I know I jumped to that, but I have to move back a little bit because I want to talk about WeTheWest.com.
Definitely. We definitely gonna get into that.
You know, that's something else I'm very, very involved with. Me and my good friend Dutch started WeTheWest.com 5 years ago come April 20th. The 5-year anniversary.
Straight up.
April 20th?
April, 420,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah, yeah.
It makes sense.
Makes sense.
I mean, it makes a
We
lot
the
of
West.
sense. We the West, period,
Yeah,
you know. And
for real.
so 5 years, this 420, you know, I'm going to say thank you to Dutch and everyone that's been supporting us. In that time, you know, there's 38 million websites in the world, and we're ranked in the top 100,000 in the world of all websites. You know, so you know that's a giant accomplishment.
That's crazy.
You know, 10 million hits a month. You know, we appreciate it, and you know, it's to prove that there's people that really like West Coast music. You know, and the whole reason why me and my friend built the site is, as you also know, I push records. So like as you see, Tessie was playing records of mine today. I got tired of sending records around the country, and these DJs like, man, I like that record, man, but I don't know if the West Coast is hot right now. I'm like, what does that mean? Anything, bro? You're the DJ, say you like that. So that's why I had to build a third party to say, bro, West Coast is hot, just no one's really supporting it. Now they're supporting it now, but remember 5 years ago, ain't no one was like really. It was right after the hyphy movement. They're like, ain't nothing moving. It was kind of not moving. Yeah. So we built that, and you know, over 200 countries a month come mess with us. So you know, if you're an artist, you know, it's a place for you to place your music. Go to WeTheWest.com, do that. Same with the gas station. Post your music. You know, let the world gauge you. See what the move is. You know what I mean? And if you ain't got time for that, hit me on Twitter. But it's expensive.
Yeah. Costs a lot of money, baby. You
don't know.
Come down that route.
Be ready for that.
Yeah, for real. WeTheWest.com, TheGasStation.com.
You know, you mentioned your Twitter. I love how at night I read your Twitters, and it's like chock full of game. You feel me? And I remember one that stuck out the most. I think it was the other night or last night or something. But it was the artist that knows the most knows the most DJs win.
Period. Like it's almost like Confucius say, like the artists that know the most DJ win. And then I said, well, maybe not. Better yet, the artists that the most DJs know. Like how many DJs know you is really more important. Like I say that all the time. It's not who you know. Like everyone, you grow up a whole life saying, nah, it's not what you do. It's who you know. And it's not who you know. It's who knows you.
Yeah. Straight up.
And let's get it down to that. It's not whose number you have in your phone. It's who has your number in their phone. Like that's real important. A lot of people are like, oh, I was at the BET Awards 5 years in a row. Like, who knows? Yeah. If no one knows, it's in vain.
Yeah.
So that's the hype behind that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Man, now what are some of the tips you have for some of the artists, some of the DJs, some of the radio personalities?
I'm gonna give some tips for the artists real quick. Like let's break it down to the basics. Okay, now if you're gonna have a song and you're gonna say the radio's hating on you, you better at least have a radio edit. Like don't run around with an album saying, what you mean? You know my singles track 7? You ain't playing it like track 7. Like you don't even know the name of your song and you ain't send me a DJ pack. Like if you notice every time I send something, I'm gonna send you the dirty, the clean, the instrumental, and if available, the acapella in case you want to do something freaky to it. You know what I mean? And when you do that, so artists, when you put together a DJ pack, it also includes some sort of artwork. Now when you do that, you're showing, man, this just ain't an MP3. This is really a single.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Period. Oh my God. And when you make your MP3s, don't use your default setting in iTunes. Go into custom settings and make sure it's a 320 bounce. Because when you have that default 192, it sounds like a burnt cassette. So when the DJ plays on a big radio station, it don't matter because there's a lot of compressors. But when that DJ takes it to the club and he gets ready to play it, and it don't sound like the record he just played, no matter how much he likes your record in the house, he's never gonna play it in the club.
For real.
Yeah. And if your record doesn't play in the club, you're never gonna win. So understand that. If it don't sound good in the club, you're not gonna win. Radio doesn't matter because they have a lot of compression, as long as it's mixed okay. Now, all that to say is, don't let your friend mix your record unless that's what he does. Like there's certain things that you want to get a bargain on, okay, in the music industry. You want to get your bargain on commercial time, on banner space. You don't want to get a bargain on, oh, my friend said he can mix it. Like, oh, he's gonna mix it at his house and he don't have a mixing board or nothing. He's got just a computer and a couple programs. Like, don't fall for the shenanigans. Your record could be a horrible record, but if it sounds good, it's gonna get played. And understand that, understand that completely. And
that's true.
Because people want to play music that sounds good. They don't want the music to drop off. They want the sonics to be right. Like, the last thing you want to hear is, bro, the sounds were kind of crazy in that. Like, they're not even telling you if they like the record or not. They're like getting to how it sounded. So take that completely out of the mix. Mix it and have it mastered. If you can, try not to have the same person that mix it master it. Try to have two separate people do it. I'm gonna tell you a rule of thumb I've been doing. My hype is the person that records for me. That's all they do is record. Like that's how they pay their bills. Is they hit record, they hit edit, they do these tricks on the little Pro Tools, and that's what they do. The person that mixes my record, that's all he does is mix. He don't record and mix. He don't record, mix, and master. He mixes. Pay him his money. Let him mix your record the right way. He knows how it sounds. And then you take it to someone that's all they do is master. Like, these are things you don't want to cheat yourself on. Graphics, you don't want to cheat yourself on that. They will never listen to your record if it looks like boo-boo, no matter how good it sounds, unless you're famous already. Kanye West and Jay-Z could get away with just a black cover and nothing on it because that's them. You can't get away with that. So under packaging, the way it mixing and mastering, that's the most important. Being good, that's a second thought. I'm sorry to break everyone's dreams, but that's really a second thought. So all you artists, that's real important. Don't forget that. If you can, try to record at the same place all the time. If you can, carry yourself a hard drive. Make sure you have a hard drive. Do not leave your files at the studios.
Straight up.
That's another little tip for you little artists. Please don't do that.
Yeah,
that's
you
true.
need them sessions,
That's the truth.
You know what I mean? Please
Hold
don't
on,
do that.
real quick. Going back, what do you think is more important for artists in breaking their record, club or radio?
More important?
Yeah. Which do you think has more of an impact to the audience?
It depends on a new artist or an established artist.
Let's go new artist.
New artist, the club. Club's gonna have a way bigger impact. People are going just like you. Let me set the scene. Radio. Let's set the scene. Radio. People that listen to radio, 90% of the time they're in their car going somewhere.
Yeah.
They're not saying, "Oh, let me get in my car because I want to listen to the radio."
Yeah.
So radio is really background music.
Yeah, yeah.
So being a new artist, unless they're announcing your name every time they're playing your song, it's really not doing a lot for you yet.
Yeah.
But in the club, people go to the club to do a couple things. They go to drink and they go to dance and go mingle with people. Good thing when you mingle with people, you're dancing with them. So the music plays a giant part in that. So them songs have a way bigger impact on people hearing them.
Yeah.
When they're meeting someone and remembering the song, like, it's a way bigger impact. And it's a lot easier to get a club to play your record than it is to get a radio station to play your record. Now, if you go around club by club by club by club, I ain't never seen a song that's been played in 100 clubs that I can't get on the radio.
Yeah.
Because now I have a real story. It's like, bro, check this out, man. I didn't come to you right away. We've trying to build this in the club, and then here's the club's been playing it. Here the DJ's been playing it. Here's 15 videos of 15 times it was played. Man, this, I think, is booming. Now a DJ's like, man, now he's ready to take a risk. Like, and that's something else. If you, as an artist, you got to bring your information to the table. You can't let your music stand alone, because DJs are in a position where they're not really allowed to play everything they want to play.
That's true.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, their hands are tied a lot, even on stations like this. So you got to understand, you got to give that DJ reason to be able to go against the grain, talk to his boss before he plays and say, man, I really want to play this record. If it's just a record, I don't know if that's going to work. So that's why I say you got to get to know these DJs. Because if you get to know these DJs and you have a decent relationship, a DJ is going to listen with a different ear. He's not going to listen with, oh, man, not another rapper dude or not a singer dude trying to play a record. He's going to be like, man, I love Gary, man. I hope this artist is dope because I want to play it. And then he's listening with great ears, or she's listening with great ears. And if they don't like it, they're like, oh, dang, gee, I really wanted to like that record. And, man, I really ain't feeling it.
Yeah.
Like, that's how what you wanted. Like, you understand, when you run around abrasive, Mr. Artist, like, oh, me, everyone's looking for a reason to say no already.
Yeah, off top.
They're looking for the reason to say no. Don't give them the reason to say no. How do I know that? Because I asked my brother, what's the number one thing you asked to get a song on the radio? He's like, how come it shouldn't be on the radio? That's what you gotta ask yourself. Why? How? As long as I can't say no, it deserves a shot. So you gotta cover your bases. Now there's a couple more bases you gotta cover. You know, you can't sit at your house and pretend like you're famous and think a giant radio station is gonna play you. And that's where the club aspect comes in.
Yeah.
Because like I told Sage in the beginning, giant commercial station doesn't care about your music. They care about commercials. They don't care about breaking artists. It's not the responsibility to break artists, or it's not their responsibility to grow artists' career.
For real.
You know, they're like, man, if it's not this music, we're gonna switch formats, or we're gonna do talk radio, whatever it is, whatever we can sell these commercials with. So that's why the club is so much more valuable.
You know what? I agree with you with the club too, and as a club DJ, and a lot of artists that give me their music, and I play it for them in the club. I break it for them. I love breaking new records from new artists for a couple reasons. I like to slow down the night. And when you break
it up,
yeah.
I mean, if you're a smart DJ, you gotta know how to break it up.
If they're on the dance floor all night, they're not going to the bar drinking.
Absolutely.
The owner's not happy with you.
Period.
So when I break records, what I like to see is people migrating off the dance floor for a second, like, oh, what's this? You know what I mean? And they listen, and then they're going to the bar. And what happens is they're sitting, dudes buying a girl a drink, and the song's playing.
Yeah.
So they're hearing it. They're not dancing. They're actually taking it in. They're hearing the lyrics. They're hearing what the song's about.
Yeah.
So it kind of resonates in their minds a little more than if they were just shaking their ass on the dance floor.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, both ways it resonates more. But don't get me wrong, without radio, it ain't gonna happen.
Yeah.
On a commercial level like that, unless you're saying I don't care. Like what I mean by that is if you do radio type music and you have no radio play, your career is over.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Like just understand that. So like if you like I want club play and you don't do club music, your career is over. You better go find your fans.
Yeah.
Like Tech Nine didn't worry about the radio playing him. He's like, I don't really do radio music, but I do music for these fans. And you know what? Since there's no radio, I'm gonna come to their town every 2 months and make about $85,000 every 2 months at they city.
Whole lot of money.
Whole lot of money.
You know, and if a radio was smart, they'd be doing Tech 9 weeks and be like, hey, we're switching format. It's Tech 9 week, bringing the Tech 9ians and just whatever the case is. So
Hey.
like, but,
For real.
So I'm saying that to say because you know I mean because like I meet a lot of like. I have a lot of artists that I also deal with that are thugs, and then they got this mob music. And they're like, man, I just want to get on the radio. And I'm like, well, for what? For what? Like I'm like the only. He's like, well, you mean Jeezy do music like me? I said, did you hear what you just said? You said Jeezy do music like you, bro. That's Jeezy. How many of those do they got on the radio talking that type of stuff on the radio?
Yeah.
Not too many.
Yeah.
Real slim.
You got to be big, and he didn't start off talking that.
Yeah.
He got lucky on the Icy song.
He did. With
Sure
Gucci Man.
did.
Don't get it
Favorite
twisted.
person.
Sure
Don't
did.
get it twisted. They were not ready for him to jump on the scene like that.
No, they weren't.
So you know, just a lot of people. Oh, they heard him. They loved him because he's like, man, that's the first time he did any song with that type of beat. He was like, whoa, that's my fix. I'm gonna do those banging club bangers and talk this thug talk, this you know this game over it. So understand that as well. Like the biggest concern to me is when art, like I meet an artist and they don't understand their audience. So if you're an artist, man, understand your audience. Like
For
don't
real.
spend your time trying to get your stuff in the club. It ain't that. Don't you spend your time trying to get on the radio if it ain't that. Don't spend your time spending money with people saying they're gonna play it if that ain't really them. Because then it's only one time. You don't want that. I'd rather spend that money in getting to the people that's supposedly supposed to like my music. If it's hood music, spend your time on old school street poster snipes. Get in these neighborhoods, get in these 500 neighborhoods on the West Coast that you think are gonna put you on. Now, if just 10, 15 kids from each neighborhood buy it, man, come on, that's 7,500 right there, and that's a great start for a new album. Last time I checked, that's 50 racks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Straight
up.
So I'm saying so like,
Straight up.
and
didn't know.
and if you do that enough times, it's gonna turn a little more each time, and then pretty soon radio's gonna catch on. That's all I'm saying. Like if radio is really your goal, get hot in the streets. Like what I say is if you got the budget, figure out where your house is on a map, draw a 300-mile circle around your house and go in every city within that circle. Period. There's over 300 high schools in the Bay Area. How many have you been at? Like and you're trying to become what? Like that's all I'm saying. Like I don't understand. You're at all these little meet and greets and no one knows you.
You're giving them too much game.
I mean,
Too much game.
you're showing up these meet and greets and no one knows you. Like,
For
come
real.
on.
Hey, make sure y'all don't go nowhere. Keep it locking the East Bay's best right. We'll be back in just a few minutes with Gary Arch. That was a 30-minute game spiel for y'all.
Stupid game.
But we'll be right back. We're going to play some music, man. So don't trip, man. DJ Tess is here. Gary Arch is here. Make sure you follow him on Twitter, Instagram, @LegendGary. And, you know, get some more information.